from a young age, people used to kind of diss me, saying, "Hey, you can't be a Hindi film actor. You don't look it. You don't look like you're from India also."
We got a call from the Censor Board of India praising the film. Like in the entire history of T series, never has this call come from Censor Board praising the film.
Everywhere I went to ask for work, they would say, "Why don't you sing? You know, aren't you a singer's grandson? Aren't you? You know, you look good. You'll make a great presence on stage." सबने ही मना कर दिया था. My father didn't talk to me for 3 months himself.
Oh my God.
First time we are all getting together to have a chat in person. So I'm very happy and excited to welcome Neil and Divya to HT City.
Thank you, my dear.
Firstly, the trailer looks so promising and like I love a cat and mouse chase story, and I think all of us do. Is the thrill of the one-upmanship that follows. And Divya, I have to say, like, we have always seen you in the demure, that very sahaj and poised kind of avatar, but here you kind of get to break free out of all of it. Firstly, how was that? Was it liberating to kind of get to play this character?
I think all my characters give me a lot of satisfaction because I put in a lot, and you know, I'm the kind of person who doesn't even go back and see my films. I never see my films later. I find a lot of faults in them, but when you're enacting it, it gives me a lot of satisfaction because I really enjoy being on the set and performing. So as an artist, that's a you know, great satisfaction for me. So even this character, I think maybe you are seeing it like that, but for me to it was the same how it is with all my films. What was nice was that I was really praying that I get to work in a comedy film. That was one genre I hadn't explored, and I have this comic bone in me, and I knew that I would come out with flying colors. I was very sure about it. So when I got the script and Umesh ji narrated it, I was like, wow, finally I get a comedy film, which I've been really wanting to do. And of course the character was totally different, so it was very challenging, and that's what excites you as an actor, you know, to accept that challenge and go all out, be it in terms of my body language, my lingo, or looking that character and becoming that character. So I think yes, it was very satisfying, but so was Savi also very satisfying. Yeah.
And I'm sure like the audience also agrees with that. But Neil, like I have to say, we have seen you play all kind of characters, but I think when you get that grey shade in, it's where you thrive, and I think the audience loves you for it. What is that appeal for those grey characters for you?
I think just the fact that I'm not like that at all in person. You know, it's my alter ego that just pops out and says, "Okay, now just take it up." And जितना मुझे आप लोग रियल लाइफ में लोग सताते हैं, मैं पूरी अपनी भड़ास अपने कैरेक्टर के साथ निकालता हूँ. अब पंगे लेने ले भाई, मेरे इस किरदार से ले तू. But I think you know, but jokes apart, I just like it because they're so layered.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying goody two shoe guys are not fun to play. I've done that also in like a New York or a couple of it in Dafange Parinde. But in playing baddie, you know, I think the most interesting aspect is that you come prepared on a set to take the fall. So the bigness of that character is that you already know that you're going to lose. And I think that I come fully prepared because I know that I have to put in my 110% to make sure that my hero or my heroine get uplifted. So that kind of energy, that kind of knowledge of understanding how to, what to play to uplift my other co-actor and then finally take the fall is the sacrifice that I enjoy all the time.
And see, it's easy to hate a villain or a bad character when they don't look that good. But when you put someone like you, I think it also tests the audiences. How long can you not root for the villain? Because see, the charm that you bring with your face, I think that kind of pulls people in. Like some people will be fine, like okay, ठीक है, वो कर रहा है, करने दो, उसको चलता है.
No, you know, so I use my. First of all, thank you for the compliment. I'll take it as a big compliment. But I've always used my looks, which I'm very conscious of. I've been, you know, very conscious of my certain looks because from a young age, people used to kind of diss me, saying, "Hey, you can't be a Hindi film actor. You don't look it. You don't look like you're from India also." So that became a handicap in the start. but I made that into my biggest strength also. And I use this, what you just mentioned, this dual personality almost to my advantage, where you keep the audience, keep guessing and then play the unpredictability of that character's nature. Is he going to be a good guy? Is he going to be a bad guy? Oh, he's so sweet. Oh no, shit, he's terrible. So that chameleon move is something that I enjoy with playing these kind of shades. Yeah.
And Divya, I have to say, like last year, at least for the from the audience perspective, it was like a rebirth of you as an actor with Savi. Somewhere, do you also feel that change in you after that when you are kind of doing any film or like taking up any project? Do you feel a difference in?
See, for me, I think I have waited extremely long enough to get certain roles where I'll be able to get that opportunity to prove myself. I don't think I feel that change within me because I know I have it in me. It's just that when I get those opportunities, I'll be able to present that side of me. And Savi was that one big opportunity for me where I could, where the film was totally on my shoulders, and to be working with Anil Kapoor sir, who's a legendary actor, and being like, with him in so many scenes and not falling short of my acting skills, like performing alongside him and still standing up there. So I think it was a very big opportunity, yes. But I think the change has been more from the audience side, that they have accepted me and they made the film, they loved the film, they made the film so successful. Yesterday the PVR guys came, we had a meeting and they had got the numbers of Savi and they told us that the first day opening box office collection of Savi was 2 crores 10 lakhs.
Wow.
And I was like, oh God, but we announced 2 CR. So I was like, what? We announced less. So
भाई inflation के ज़माने में आप deflated का
देखो
amount बता रहे
देखो
हो.
जरा तो मतलब so I was very proud कि audience and of course like Infinity Mall was full for 2 days and like even my house help she stays in Chambers, she went to G7 and she sent me videos from there. पूरा theater बाद में तालियां बजा रहा था. फिर Netflix पर इतना trend हुई, picture number 1 पे trend हुई, तो in so many 15 countries, so that was like a big high that people from various other countries like UAE, Pakistan, Singapore, Malaysia, they are seeing your work, they are admiring you. So I think I'm really thankful that I got that opportunity and to be working with the director like Abhinay Deo sir. And even in this film, it was I think I'm thankful to Mesh Shukla sir because he gave me this platform to be a part of this film, and of course it's a completely new different character for me altogether, which has got because the film is a situational comedy, so that's what's interesting, that I'm getting to explore that side of me. And of course it's got thrill, it's got suspense, and what's interesting about the film is that all the characters are shades of grey. So like Neil said, even I'm a shade of grey, and that was very thrilling, very exciting. I felt it's more exciting to be grey than to be all goody.
See, but did you feel more confident while working on this film because of the impact that maybe Savi had on the audience?
No. I have been very confident that I'm good, and sooner or later everyone is going to know that.
Yeah, and also that monologue you had. I told you that day also, that whole the accent that you have picked up, and वो एक flow में निकलता है. It never breaks. It didn't. That the ones you had with the air hostess, because I have not yet seen the film, so I don't know the full scene. But
at the metro station.
Oh, metro. I'm just seeing it as a flight. See, I'm thinking highly. I'm thinking in the skies. But that monologue, it is
it's UP ka
the dialect.
Yeah. So I'm a Punjabi. I have a very strong Punjabi accent. So that was the whole challenge, to break the Punjabi accent and वो UP का accent ऐसे निकले जैसे कि मेरी वहीं की परवरिश हुई है.
Yeah. But Neil, what has been the most chatur thing you have done in your life?
In my life?
Yeah.
यार, not really anything as such. मैं वैसे जो मुझे जानता है कि मैं पर्सनल लाइफ में बहुत ही भोला हूँ, तो चतुराई के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ऐसा कुछ, यानी मैं क्या बताऊँ, कुछ है ऐसा तो नहीं, बट आए हुए मौके को हाथ से नहीं जाने देता. आई डोंट लेट द अपॉर्चुनिटी गो बाय, सो I think my struggles has taught me to be slightly up to date with things and at least knock a door. So I think my chaturai is in my humbleness also, that I don't mind asking for work. I don't shy away from that. And I have a family to look after, and I'll do that as long as I live. Yeah.
Yeah. But now that your kids are growing, when they see you on screen, how do they react?
Oh, she is loving it. Suddenly she's realized that her father is a film actor. And you know, if she travels with me and I have a certain amount of fan following that comes for pictures at an airport, so I have questions coming my way. You're famous? Why are they wanting pictures with you? And now I have
So
these hoardings
sweet.
outside the house, so she's like, you're a film actor, no? So I don't really expose my films to her as such, and of course most of my films also are a nature
Yeah.
that she's too young
Not
to-
yet.
Not yet. I mean, you know, so she's seen a little bit of Lafange Parinde because she was skating recently only. I showed her a bit because I wanted to show her that her father knows skating. She was a little scared to get onto her skates. So I had to show her Lafange Parinde where Deepika and I were dancing on skates. So she was mesmerized that, oh my God, you know how to skate? You know, so when this came, the first question is, Papa, you have a gun? You know, so I love that, but that's the beauty of it, yeah.
See, that's the innocence.
And she's taking great pride. So she had about a dozen kids. We have Ganpati at home right now. We are celebrating. She had a dozen of her friends, and I came back home from promotion, and they were all outside next to the hoarding, and all posing and all of
Wow,
that.
so
I was
sweet.
so excited. Yeah.
I think that's the best promotion you have.
I feel blessed. God has been kind that at least she's seen this day.
Yeah, that's the best promotion, I think.
Yeah.
The most innocent one as well.
Yeah.
But Divya, as you said, like you have done a few films as an
Yeah,
actor,
very few,
and
yeah.
you have been a part of the industry for some time. Somewhere, do you feel that the actor in you doesn't get recognized first because of maybe the position you hold or maybe the association that you have with the production house? Like somewhere people forget to see the actor in you first.
I think that's primarily because a lot of my work hasn't come out. You know, those many opportunities haven't come my way. I think as my body of work will grow bigger and stronger, I think they will recognize. I also want to add, like for this film, Ek Chatur Naar, we got a call from the Censor Board of India praising the film. Like in the entire history of T-Series, never has this call come from Censor Board praising the film, you know, that your content is very good. So that was such a big thing. And I think slowly, everybody has their own journey and destiny. I think my destiny has just been very different. Though I was behind the camera initially for many years and directing. And now as my films have started to come, I hope with fingers crossed that I get more opportunities where I get to show my mettle and, you know, prove myself as an actor.
What is that one quality from your character, Naale Kinare Wale jo hai? What is that one quality you would want to imbibe in your real life?
I think be more chatur, because I think I'm not as chatur, because I think in today's world, if you have to live, you have to be very smart and very chatur.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise people around you will
Walk over you.
yeah
No, I
like
agree.
no will be able to take
You for a
advantage.
ride,
Yeah.
You know, you were asking her, there's no harm in being privileged, Akash. You know, number one, I have to give this to her. She's supremely talented.
Yeah.
This is not an easy role. And
Thank
so
you.
soon in her career and have exploited and taken up this as a challenge, you know, is commendable. Someone who's known for her beauty, to de-glam herself, to get right into the root of it, and live that moment out there with the characters in real life, to kind of imbibe that as a body language. So what if she's got multiple hats that she can wear? You know, she's a director, she's a writer, she's a technician, she has a production house. So why? You know, that's one question that constantly I've been battling for a really long time myself. Okay, आप writer हैं, आप actor हैं, so why can't an actor have the intelligence of writing and directing? Or it's a great business with multiple aspects of filmmaking. And all of this just proves one thing, that we are all very passionate people. You know, to go out there and make a hit film, work and learn the craft, hats off to her. Then to come back and say, okay, listen, I also can act, and then give a hit with, you know, a film like Savi. So it's only things that we should encourage and
Yeah.
and maybe learn out of. Yeah.
Thank you, Neil.
Not-
Neil
not-
himself is very hardworking. Actually, I remember the first time Umesh ji had like the entire sit down with the entire cast. Before we were just about to go for shoot, he said, "See, I'm shooting in live locations. I need everyone's support. I cannot assure you there'll be some places where you won't have a vanity van. You'll just have to change. Jahan bhi wo mile. So you should all be adaptable." I think he was the one who was like, "Yes, sir, no issues. I'm fully ready. Whatever you say,
Said,
I
I
have
just need
no
a tin
issues."
can. That's all.
तौलिया रखी कोई खड़े
Bas,
होकर
bas,
हम
bas.
कर लेंगे।
Okay, bas. I don't see. I mean, for me, filmmaking is not about the vanity of it alone. Of course, there's one aspect of it that you have to look a certain way because you are, after all, an aspirational figure for the billions of population that we have who aspire to be like you and want to watch you on screen. So there's no doubt that you have to look a certain type, and you have to be that. No harm. But when it comes to the craft of it and the execution of it, I have to first of all respect my producer. I understand that his time is of great essence, and of great importance. Because of me, there can't be a delay. Because of my team or me, there can't. So thumb rule with me and my team is there cannot be a delay because of us, no matter what. So, see, with men we can take that liberty. With females we can't. Of course, we have to take care of them in multiple ways. But then to have that quickness. I mean, like I said, I know that this might sound like why aren't they having a cat and mouse friction out here? And there is only
Mutual
admiration and praise happening. But most genuinely, I was in awe of this fact that okay, I could take this challenge up being a boy. I'm used to it. I've done it in the past multiple times. But here she is, who's not just deglammed herself. She's wearing a certain type of clothes. She's got all of that. She's not at all conscious of it, and using the local areas, to quickly go, change, come back, because we didn't have that liberty and that luxury of being able to exploit our comfort there. And I think we all enjoyed it. Let's not lie about it. I think if you ask me one film that I can rewind in my entire career and want to restart only to enjoy the process all over again, Ek Chatur Naar.
And that's why, the deglam part that you said is something, that's why I asked the first question to you, was it liberating? Because somewhere the shackles that maybe the outside world had put on you, that, okay, she's this beautiful woman, this is what she looks like, but somewhere you broke those shackles and kind of immersed yourself in that. That's why I asked that, was it liberating? Because somewhere you kind of went through with what you wanted to do instead of thinking about, okay, what is maybe expected of you.
I think
outside.
I'm a very hungry artist and there's still a long way to go. So there's nothing which can satisfy me right, now, because I still feel there's so much more to do. So there's that constant hunger. And it's not, I'm a very critical person. I keep finding faults in my own self and my performance and don't watch my films after the release. So, I don't know when that liberation will come and I'll finally say, oh, I'm liberated and I've finally, fully satisfied and achieved and
वो तो
done.
कभी नहीं होगा।
वो नहीं होता है, वो
तो
नहीं हो
होगा ही
पाता
नहीं,
है।
जब तक आप हैं,
जब
आप
नहीं हो पाता,
constantly explore
constantly
करते रहेंगे।
learning, growing, exploring, the need to push yourself more and more and more and fully exploit your potential. कब लगेगा कि मेरा potential fully exploit हो गया? I don't know.
Yeah, and so when you said hunger, वहाँ सामान गिरा, so they agreed. Someone there agreed with your
कोई
hunger.
तो वहाँ पे भूखा है।
किसी को कोई और तरीके की भूख लग रही है, पर भूख है. But Neil, I have to ask you, as I was discussing with you before the cameras were rolling, like, have you ever felt like you got maybe stuck in a limbo because somewhere you were seen as a star kid, but then you were also not seen as a star kid because you did not have an actor legacy going on behind you. It was majorly a musical legacy.
Right.
And you changed the kind of profession that
Trajectory
way. Trajectory
of
that way.
that.
So somewhere did you ever felt stuck in a limbo because somewhere people were not seeing you from that side also, and from that side
No,
also?
so that's the reason I chose Johnny Gaddar as my first film, because I was stuck in a limbo before the film started, to be very honest. I fought that battle a lot because everywhere I went to ask for work, they would say, why don't you sing? Aren't you a singer's grandson? Aren't you, you look good, you'll make a great presence on stage. And my father is such a big name in the film industry vis-a-vis singing. He's still considered as the king of stage, and he's busier than all of us, Still performs world tours, by the grace of God all through. and my grandfather is a legend, you know. So yes, that came, but I have this constant, even now, I just supported her on this, that why are you doubting my craft in any which way? If I'm telling you, explore it ना, अगर आप कर सकते हैं, आपको कास्ट करना है, हाँ या ना. So for me, I had to choose a film like Johnny Gaddar over any love story or anything at that point, which was the trend to debut with, just so that I could show that, okay, listen, I'm in the middle of 5 stalwart performers, but I will stand out.
Yeah.
And this is my talent, and this is what I'm going to do. I think Johnny Gaddar did that for me.
Yeah.
You know,
But initially starting में से सोचने में it's a very risky.
बहुत ज़्यादा रिस्क है. In fact,
proposition.
सबने ही मना
Yeah.
कर दिया था.
Yeah.
My father didn't talk to me for 3 months himself.
Oh my God.
He said, "Why are you doing a film where you have to kill 5 people? Are you not wanting to be a hero?"
Yeah.
I said, "I want to be an actor." You know, and I said कि because मुझे डर है कि ये एक मौका मुझे मिल रहा है अपनी लाइफ में. इस एक मौके के बाद पता नहीं कोई मौका देगा या नहीं देगा. तो इस एक मौके से मैं ये कम से कम सेटिस्फाइड हूँ, और मैं जानता हूँ कि अगर मैंने जॉनी गद्दार जैसी अगर फिल्म कर ली तो कभी भूखा तो नहीं रहूँगा. मुझे कोई ना कोई किरदार तो मिलता रहेगा, हीरो नहीं तो कोई विलन ही सही, कोई और दोस्त ही सही, मैं एक्टिंग की एबिलिटी मैं दिखा पाऊँगा अपनी. तो आई थिंक दैट हैज़ केप्ट मी गोइंग ऑन, एंड नो डाउट दैट it's been a struggle. There's a lot of up and down, but that's inevitable. It's not just me. We like glorifying our struggles a lot. There are lot many others who are struggling to even land their first film. So there aren't any complaints as such. I've worked with over a dozen national award-winning directors. But yeah, I have a lot in me, like Divya said, as an actor. अभी बहुत भूख है, और बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है. बस उम्मीद कर रहा हूँ कि आज के दौर में you know, be relevant enough, and you know, for the Gen Zs and for the current casting directors and directors, that yeah man, get this guy back.
You have young fans at home, you have seen. Your
Yeah,
daughter has
bro,
got that.
tell me about it.
Yeah.
I have generational fans.
True. But as she
Gen
said,
Alpha also.
yeah. But as she said, like आज के time पे we know anti-heroes, we recognize them as actors, and there is an
Right.
equal importance given. But
Right.
when you debuted, like at that time, that was
नहीं
not.
था वो,
It's either
वो
be
दौर
a
ही नहीं था.
quintessential
Yeah.
hero.
बस गाने
और
बहुत
there's no
इम्पोर्टेंट था.
Yeah.
मुझे तो बोला जा रहा था, what, you don't have a lip sync song? You don't have a song, you're Mukesh's grandson. I said, no. So I had to break out of that mold. I had to break out of that cocoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before wrapping up, I have to ask you, like, because I know this is not the only interaction we've had. I know how calm you are as a person and how settled in yourself. And I don't say settled in professionally, but like settled in within you. Where do you get this kind of calmness from? Because you have seen a lot of ups and downs. You have seen a lot personally, professionally, but you never kind of waver from that calmness, at least from what I have seen. And I can say that from an experience because I have spoken to you
Right.
quite a lot. Where does that calmness
No,
come
I
from?
derive my strength only from my family. They are my biggest anchor.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot in life, from you know, from rejections, multiple and constant, to heartbreaks, to you know, days where I don't know what my next job is and how I'm going to be able to survive, literally those fears. But I've always had a constant, you know, with my family. They've always been there. My father, my mother, my brother, my sister, now my wife and my daughter. They've always been there, and they always say कि कुछ अच्छा ही होने वाला है. तो वहाँ से एक strength, and of course the Almighty. I believe in, you know, जो जब होना है सो तब होता है. तो मैं जितनी भी लड़ाई करूँ, जो भी हाथ पैर मारूँ, अगर मेरी तकदीर में लिखा है वो होगा. जो नहीं लिखा है तो जितनी भी कोशिश करूँ वो नहीं होने वाला.
And I'm sure 12 सितंबर को कुछ बहुत ही अच्छा होगा. And people
Tathastu.
will be. Tathastu.
Thank
But thank you so much for
Thank
this.
you.